Math 122. Here's our second video for this week, compounding interest. First video was on simple interest. Let's check out compounding. Number 2 from the homework, which we've downloaded from course documents. You're going to solve with these numbers. I'll change the numbers slightly. You'll apply. But the main phrase I want to draw to your attention, compound interest. As soon as you see that right away, you need to react with this formula. I know the last video was talking about simple interest. It had its own formula, but you see compound, it shows up a bunch of these problems. That's the formula dealing with. Let's figure out what goes where in the formula. 1,200, that's my investment. The money I put in is the principal, is the money I invest. Principal is the P, is my investment, goes right in. Next up, the percentage. Percentages are always rates. I'm not going to put 2.8. I'm going to have to move the decimal. I explained how to move the decimal in the last video in case that's a little blurry for you. But the percentages are the R's, are the rates. 10, that's my years, is my time. How long does that money stay in the bank? T is time, is years. And then the last, this N, remember, we're dealing with compound interest, right? What it means to compound interest, it means how many times does the bank give me a little bit of money? In this case, the bank gives me money quarterly. They give me a little bit of percentage of money 4 times a year. 4 times a year tells me my N number will be 4. How many times does the bank give me money? They give me money quarterly 4 times a year. You plug 4 in for N. So you will see on these problems, you'll have all these numbers. You're going to need to know how to maneuver them into place. Once they're in place, though, now it's a calculator problem. What do we solve first? Hopefully you've all at some point come across the word PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's telling me what math to solve first. The P in PEMDAS stands for parentheses. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to solve this multiply, and I'm going to solve this adding and dividing. Take out your calculator, you do each of those problems separate, and then my parentheses have turned into those answers. So after, in PEMDAS, we did P. Next up is E, exponents. We need to solve this. Once again, calculator was able to tackle it. We'll take our answer, put it next here, put it right here, next to the 1,200. Now these parentheses mean we're multiplying, which is the next step. Parentheses, exponents, multiplying, I get my answer. That's a good final answer, but since we're talking about money, let's dress it up to look like a money, 2 decimal places, put the symbol and all that sort of thing. We have the total amount. The A stands for total amount. We got it. But I also want to know the interest earned. So think about how interest works. Interest is I started with 1,200 and I went up to 1,586. Interest just tells me how much did I go up by. I think you understand how you can solve that. How much did I go up by? What did I do? You can just subtract those and figure it out. All right, number 4. Going to be similar. You see right away compound, so I know it's going to be that same formula. Well, first of all, these are your numbers. Here's my numbers right now. I'll solve this. You'll apply. Compound. I see that number. I see that word rather. So I know here's my equation. I know I have the compound interest formula. Let's go down the line. Start putting things where they belong in the formula. So first thing, I got a percentage. We know percentage is rate is R. Go ahead, you move the decimal. What else do I have? 12 years. Years is time is T. Okay, I'm moving through. What's next? Okay, final amount. Okay, be very careful. I have 2 amounts. P stands for the principal, stands for my investment, what I start with, but this is my final amount. Final amount is the A. Okay, and what was the last thing? Compound interest. Whenever we're doing that, we talk about the compounding. Annually. What does annually mean? Once a year. You have an annual barbecue, annual birthday party, you have an annual Christmas party, all that sort of thing. Annual is once a year. All right, let's do that calculator. Not calculator, I'm sorry, the PEMDAS. P stands for parentheses. I got the parentheses. Exponents right here. I got it. And now the last step. Now, I can't multiply because I don't know what I'm multiplying, the 1.20983. So what do I have to do in order to get that P all by itself? I have to divide it away. If you divide it away, you'll get the P. Dress it up to look like a money answer, and you're going to be in good shape. So that is a quick walkthrough on the compound interest problems. I think that should get you to where you need to go for the homework. But if you do have further questions, make sure you shoot an email to me, and hopefully we can meet you in the middle and get you on the right track. So week number 3 homework, you've got the materials. Get that in for Sunday evening on Blackboard.